Welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where we show you how to build a successful business and to have a life too. We're going to dive into another topic that helps us make more money in less time and to get off the treadmill so we can experience a life of significance. And now, your host and the author of the #1 best-selling business book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, Chuck Blakeman.
Hi, and welcome back. This is Chuck Blakeman, and I'm excited to be with you today. Today, we're going to talk about making more money in less time. This is a phrase and an idea that I get a lot of feedback on, so I want to cover it today to help us understand what it means to make more money in less time and get off the treadmill. This is not a new concept. You're going to find this to be a big duh in some ways. We call it a blinding flash of the obvious. It's like, I already knew this. And yet we all know it cognitively, but I don't think very many of us have actually learned it intuitively or in our body somatically. We're not doing it. We're not figuring out how to make more money in less time. That's been my pursuit for 20 plus years. I built 13 businesses in 10 industries on 4 continents. And in my 5th business, it was like, what am I doing? This thing just went from 3 people to 110 people in 3 years, and I'm still working 60 hours a week. How did that happen? So I went on this pursuit to figure out how to make more money in less time. And the first principle that came out of it that people hear me say all the time is this: you get what you intend, not what you hope for. For 4 or 5 businesses, I intended to make money and work hard. And what did I get? I got hard work and some money. I changed my intention. Instead of intending to work hard and make money, I intended to get a life and to make more money in less time. And gee, what a surprise. Ever since then, I've worked less and made more money per hour than I ever did before because I intended to. You get what you intend, not what you hope for. So we're going to use our business to build our ideal lifestyle. We're going to figure out how to do that. Let's be intentional about actually making our businesses work for us. What a concept. So to lay the groundwork for this, we have to understand there are 3 main resources in life and in business: time, money, and energy. Those are not the goal. We think money is the goal. It's not a goal. It's a resource. Once you have it, you still have to ask, what do I want to do with this? What is my goal for this money? Building a large house, having millions of dollars in the bank, being financially secure, none of that stuff is the goal. Why do you want to be financially secure? Why do you want a big house? Why do you want millions in the bank? You don't want time. Nobody wants time. You want to figure out what you want to do with your time. It's like having a drill. Nobody wants a drill. They want a hole. And then in order to get a hole, they need a drill. So we need time. But time is not the objective. It is a resource. Money is a resource. Energy is a resource. What are you going to do if you have all the time and all the money and all the energy? We call that building a significant life. So this becomes the formula for building a great business that gives us a life with more money in less time. Time plus money plus energy equals the ability to create a significant life and a significant business. The more time, the more money, the more energy you have, the more significant life you can lead. But first, you have to figure out, what does it mean for you to have a significant life? That's a whole different podcast and part of a couple of books I've written. You need to figure out that. Stephen Covey, start with the end in mind. Why do you want a business? Once you figure that out, then you will actually be motivated to make more money in less time. I believe one of the reasons I never made more money in less time in my first 5 businesses was because I didn't really know what I would do with it if I had more money in less time. What am I going to do with this extra time? So we got to figure that out. What is it you're going to do with the time, the money, and the energy? Those 3 resources, and you need all 3 to build a significant life. If you have time and money and no energy, it's not going to work. You got money and energy, no time, not going to work. You need all 3 all at once. So stop thinking about retirement where you'll have all the time and all the money and you'll have no energy. Let's figure out how to get all 3 of those right now. Now that you're 28, 35, 54, it doesn't matter when you first figure this out. I was in my early 50s when I figured this out. And I figured out at that time that I never need to retire, because what if I get all the time, all the money, and all the energy I need by the time I'm 55 or 53? I'll never need to retire, and I didn't, and I won't. So what is it your business should do for you? The three things your business should do for you is, first of all, help you make more money in less time. Not more money in more time. Anybody can do that, except, right, we run out of time. So you got, 100 and, what is it, 168 hours a week, and you're going to run out of time. You got to figure out how to make more money in less time. And then your business should get you off the treadmill, whatever your treadmills are. The tyranny of the urgent is what we call it. All those tyrannical things tugging and pulling at you that drain you, sap your energy. You're either good at and you hate, or you're bad at and you hate. What if you were just doing the things you loved? What if you had a business that actually got you where you wanted to be every day, and you didn't have to do things, you got to do things. You owned the business didn't own you. Let's get you off the treadmill. And if you do that, then you can get back to the passion that brought you into that business in the first place. What are the things in that business you actually love doing? What if that was all you had to do? Or what if you could use your business to do the things outside of business that you love? So let's make more money in less time. Let's get off the treadmill. Let's get back to the passion that brought us into business in the first place. And the first thing that you have to do here is to make more money in less time in order to do the other two. So let's do that. Let's put first things first. How do we make more money in less time? So let's dive into that question about significance a little bit here. In order to understand how we make more money in less time, or why we should, I think we need to answer this question first. How do I get a life? But the big why, the lifetime goal is, what is my life? My life goal, my life vision is to live well by doing good, and I will never be able to finish that. So what does that look like for me? How do I get a life? It is something that happens after I figure out what it looks like, how much time, how much energy, and how much money do I need to live whatever that significant life is, where I can live well by doing good. Well, the first thing we always think about in business is we want to make more money. Great. The other thing that we should be thinking about in getting a life is we should figure out how to make more money in less time. We never think about that. And again, it's like, well, of course, duh, that would be great. It's possible. It's not just possible. I've never seen any industry or any profession where you couldn't do this. You couldn't make more money in less time. Yeah, your business is unique. I get it, but it is not unique in this way. I can find you someone probably in your town or in your city that is making more money in less time doing what you're doing. So we need to get over ourselves. That's the first hurdle. We have to come to the end of ourselves and figure out, how do I get a life? The first thing is we need to make more money in less time. If we can't figure that out, we are not going to get a life. We're going to be hostages to our business the rest of our 30 years. My first 5 businesses gave me more work and less money. The treadmill went faster. The passion was gone. The harder I worked, yeah, I might make more money, but per hour, I wasn't making any more than when I started. The business went faster. My treadmill went faster. And over time, it didn't take long, over a few years, the passion was gone. And the reason was because I was really working with what I call the random hope strategy of business. For 5 businesses, I think 90+% of businesses run on the random hope strategy of business. There's 2 intentions and 1 hope in the random hope strategy of business. Here it is. Intention number 1, I'm going to work really, really hard. Intention number 2, I'm going to make me some money. And the 1 hope, yeah, I hope it all works out. Because see, I don't think I'm actually in control of the result. I'm only in control of the process. What's the process? Work really hard, try and make some money. But I'm not really in charge of the outcome, my life. Yes, you are. I can tell you that everybody that I know who tries this, who changes their intention from working really hard and making money to intending to get a life by making more money in less time, they are successful at doing this. This is not about being smarter or luckier than the next person. This is about being intentional. What are you intending? Do you intend to make more money in less time, or do you intend to work really hard and make some money? You're going to get what you intend. So my experience in my first number of businesses was I got what I intended, and I have to change my intention. So this is the big mindset shift. Stop trying to make money. Stop trying to work really hard, and intend to get a life by making more money in less time. Whatever a life means to you, it doesn't mean necessarily sitting on a beach sipping Mai Tais. It might mean that you want to start another business. Richard Branson started 460 some businesses. How did he do that? because he got the first one to where it operated in a way that gave him more money in less time. So he could go start a second one, which also made more money in less time. Whatever your life looks like, you need to intend to get that and stop hoping that it happens. Take control of it, take the bull by the horns and get moving. You get what you intend, not what you hope for. Change your intention, intend to get a life, intend to get time and energy from your business, not just money. Intend to get time plus money plus energy in whatever amount you need to build the significant life that you want. So what are you intending to get from your business? You need to change that to time plus money plus energy to get that equation going. I changed my intention from making money to making meaning. I didn't want to make money anymore. I wanted to make an impact because I knew that if I made an impact, money could be a scorecard of what kind of impact I was making, whether you're making toilet paper or pencils or helping people save lives, you're still making meaning. And the scorecard of how much meaning you are making, how much contribution you are making in life will be how much money you make from that. If you're not making a lot of money, it's possible that you're not focused on what kind of meaning you're making. You're just focused on making money. It's why I titled my first book, Making Money is Killing Your Business. Stop trying to make money and figure out how to make meaning. You're going to make a lot more money doing it. And then I stopped trying to get through the month, which is a short-term tyranny of the urgent mindset. And I decided to figure out how to live a life of significance in the long term. I stopped surviving and I decided I wanted to thrive. A lot of this requires that we ask this question: who's in charge anyway? Who's in charge? Remember, she or he who makes the rules wins. Who's making the rules for you? Most of us live in some kind of victimology as business owners. Oh, the economy and the government and the market and my customers and finances and we'll all be killed. It's victimology for us. There's some reality to that, but use it. Use those forces coming at you to figure out how to just be stronger and better at them. You are in charge. You own this stuff and it's up to you. Don't let the world around you decide for you what it's going to look like. Get in charge of your business. Take your business for a long walk and say, look, you're overhead and I'm profit, and here's how we're going to do this. We're going to make more money in less time going forward. Be intentional about the strategy of business. The number one strategy I have now in business is my business will produce time and money, not just money. It's going to produce both. It's going to give me both. And intention number two, I will do everything in my power to make that happen. That's intentionality. Intentionality is simply, am I doing everything I can to make more money in less time, to require that my business produce both time and money, and to give me the energy I want to live a great life. So in my sixth business, I did this big mindset shift for myself. I shifted from I intend to work hard and make some money to I intend in my sixth business for that business to allow me to make more money in less time, to get off the treadmill so that I can get back to the passion that brought me into this business in the first place, because I had forgotten that it was supposed to be fun. And in some of my businesses, that never even happened. And gee, what a surprise. You change your intention and something happens. My sixth business gave me something very different than my first five. My first five gave me hard work and money. And it just gave me a faster treadmill. The faster the business went, the faster I went. In my sixth business, I did get higher income. I got 2 days a week where I could say, what do I do this morning? What do I do today? I got a week a month where I would say, what do I do during this week? And I got a month a year. 2 days a week a month, and a month a year to get up in the morning and say, what should I do today? And yeah, a lot of times I would choose to go to work. That's okay. I'm not a big vacation guy. I can do 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks of vacation a year. But what if you had 2 days a week? I have Mondays and Fridays where I get up in the morning and say, let me see, should I do work today? Should I go ride my bike? Or should I be with my family? And I've got a week a month, the last week of every month, where I say, okay, I got this entire week with nothing scheduled, no commitments. What should I do? I think I'll go help a business owner. I think I'll write a podcast. Or I think I'll go on a week's vacation. And then if we have a month every year where we do intentionally work hard to not be involved in the business at all, and we get away. That's what my sixth business gave me, and I've had that ever since through the other 7 businesses. So what's the next one thing for you? How do you do this? I would suggest that you need to get clarity about what you're intending from your business, because clarity is power. And with clarity, our vision is clear, our decisions are easy. What do you want from your business? That's step number one. That's the next one thing. What do you want from your business? How much time, how much energy, and how much money do you want coming from your business, especially time and money? The energy you kind of give to yourself by taking care of yourself, working out. And again, you can't do that if you don't have the time and the money. So what do you want from your business? In 5 years, if you want X, then what do you want in 2 to 3 years? You want a little bit of X. You want 1/5 of or 1/3 of X. And if that's what you want 2 or 3 years from now, what do you want 1 year from now? What do you intend for your business to give you in both time and money 1 year from now? And if that's true, then what are you going to do this month? Divide that year into 3 months and then into 1 month. And then what are you going to do this week? So that 1 year from now, it's not Groundhog Year and you're like, I'm right where I always were. So that's question number one. What do you want from your business? The second thing you should do is write down a description of what it looks like when you're there, when you're at your ideal lifestyle. I call it the miracle. If a miracle has happened and today you had the opportunity to have the life you wanted, what would it look like? I'm running 460 businesses and living on an island, and here's what my island looks like, and here's what my life looks like. Or I'm running this one business, but I'm running it, and I've got 2 days a week, a month, a year to get off the treadmill and invest in my family, my nonprofit, learning how to be a better human being. There's so many things we could do at that time. What does it look like for you? If you don't have a clear picture of what you want as an ideal lifestyle, then you're not going to be motivated to get the time and the money that you want now to get there. So we have to start with the end in mind. Stephen Covey, know what you want. Write it down. What does it look like then? 5 years from now or 10 years from now, what does it look like? And then write down a piece of that. Remember, we get there by eating the elephant one bite at a time. If you want X 10 years from now, then what do you want 5 years from now? And what does it look like 1 year from now? Write a description of that. And then what do you have to do in the next 3 months to begin that process? What's your goal, your objective in 3 months to get to that 1 year, to get to that 5 year, to get to that 10? And if that's your goal in the next 3 months, then what do you want to do this month? And then what are you going to do this week? We have a number of podcasts and we have a tool called the 2-page strategic plan, which divides the year from 1 year down into 3 months, down into 1 month, down into what are we going to do this week? And you can go to our 3to5club.com page to find that. You can contact us at grow@cranksetgroup.com to get the 2-page strategic plan. That's something you should do for your business, but write down for your lifestyle. Number two, write down your half-page, 1-page narrative of what your miracle looks like 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 3 months, 1 month from now. And then the third thing is print it out, frame it, put it where you are the most tactical during the day. Where do you spend the most time buried in the details of the tyranny of the urgent? Stick that thing right there. Put it as a screensaver on your phone and on your computer. Figure out how to put this thing ever present in front of you. Here's why I'm doing this. Here's what I want 10 years from now. One of our biggest problems in business is that we make our decisions based on the short term and not on the long term. And I love this question my friend John Heenan gave me. He's a friend of mine who lives in Belfast, Ireland. And he says, are you making decisions based on where you are or on where you want to be? Because most of us are making decisions based on where we are. I got a mortgage to pay. That's my decision. I got to figure out how to make a mortgage payment. Well, if you do that, then you're always going to be stuck making mortgage payments. The better question is, how do I figure out how to not have to worry about a mortgage payment ever again? What will that take? How much time and money do I need in order to get to where that's just not a problem anymore? Okay, so you might be thinking, yeah, that all sounds great, Chuck, but my business is unique. Yeah, it is. I agree. Every business is unique, and none of them have the excuse that this won't work for them. You can email me, text me, grow@cranksetgroup.com and challenge me to give me an industry or profession where I'm sure this hasn't happened, or here's mine, I'm sure you can't do this in mine. And I'll show you 5 people that I know personally who've done it in your profession or in your industry. This is not a uniqueness issue. This is an intention issue. And this is not about being smarter or luckier. Well, those people are smarter or luckier. I can show you person after person that spent decades doing it wrong, and then they changed their intention. They're no smarter, they're no luckier, and they got it right. I know 2 lawyers in my town that spent 18 years and had 1 week off in 18 years between the 2 of them. And then they decided to change their intention from making money to making more money in less time, getting off the treadmill and getting back to the passion. And they figured out what their ideal lifestyle looked like, and they decided how to work toward that. And after 18 years of having 1 week, not 1 week a year, 1 week of vacation, in 1 year and 1 month, 13 months later, they were both taking 2 weeks off every month away from the business. The question is, were they any smarter? Were they any luckier? No, they were already brilliant. They just changed their intention. Will you change your intention? Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So let's be intentional about getting off the treadmill and getting back to the passion that brought us into business in the first place. Let's be intentional about asking our business, requiring from our business, how do I make more money in less time? And what's the next one thing that I can do to get there? I'll see you in the next podcast.
That wraps up another episode of the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button to ensure you are receiving the latest tools you need to grow your business and to get off the treadmill. If you want more information on the 3 to 5 Club, the Crankset Group, or to book Chuck as a business advisor, speaker, or workshop leader, you can contact us at grow@cranksetgroup.com. Until next time, have a great week.